Now would be a good time to talk about Luna.
Yeah. Trees are in the ground.
Oh yeah.
It's starting to rain. It's going to rain all day. So,
Changed my clothes because I was wet. Oh, we have our new mics, which
new microphones.
hopefully they. What do you hear?
There's cats fighting or something.
No,
Nope, Luna.
Nope.
Luna,
Nope. Come here.
over here.
Luna, stay.
Luna.
Anyway, rained on and I was wet and went in and changed, but we have all the plants in the ground. We have new mics. I have a theory that Casca, our cat, did something with the tiny piece that went to our old mic set. Oh, there goes a cat straight from where my garden is. Surprise, surprise.
What if all that screaming was the pest away?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Unless they were screaming with delight. Speaking of cats, Buddy told me that this furry thing on my mic is called a dead cat.
It's pretty weird, but
I wonder if it's going to help not have like your beard make all those like rubbing noises.
I don't know. Can you hear it?
I don't know why. Anyway, I'd love to tell you the story of Luna while we have some time. Luna, come here. Luna came to us after a loss. I'm an animal lover, but I don't know. Something happened, and I was just like, "What are you doing?"
Something on her.
Oh. So we have to rewind to tell you the story of Ash. Buddy and the kids were camping in the backyard, right? And the boy...
We're camping back by the pond.
Yeah, back by our pond, which is in our goat yard, past our garden. They set up a tent. They were camping overnight. And the next morning, the kids woke up and were shocked to see that a big black German Shepherd dog was big dog was laying outside of the tent. And they opened the tent and she stuck around and
Connor went straight to it, which scared me because we didn't know where the dog came from, who the dog was, and she was huge.
Yeah.
Big, full-grown German Shepherd, black. And Connor just runs right up to it. And I was like, Connor, what are you doing? And he's just like, can we keep it? Can we keep it? Can we keep it?
Any dogs the kids see.
Yeah.
Can we keep it?
And, I was super hesitant because it's a giant dog. You don't know anything about them. It probably belonged to someone, was what I was thinking. So
But there's dogs that are rampant around here, so we have no idea where it came from.
yeah.
And I said immediately no.
Yeah.
I said no, which for me was a kind of a shock because I'm normally like, oh, let's keep all the animals. But I was just not in a place where I wanted another animal. And especially a big dog. She looked scary.
Yeah.
She was very timid, but she wouldn't leave. She stuck around and she would lay in our backyard, and when the kids would go out and play, she would kind of hang out near them. And
What'd you do? We ended up, posting stuff on Facebook?
Yep. Posted stuff on Facebook. I took her to the vet to see if she had a chip.
Right.
Because I was doing all the things I could do to not keep this dog. When I took her to the vet, she did not have a chip. No one responded to any ads. And I'll tell you what sealed the deal for me with Ash. I had a showing down the road. And I could get there by my golf cart because it was just down the street. And it was a large acre property. Well, when I got there, Ash had followed me. She just ran down the street with me, and I was on the golf cart. Did not want her to come, but what could I do? She was a stray. These 3 men got out of this truck, and immediately I felt grateful that Ash was with me, because there's just something about, I don't know, there was just something about her where she stood by my feet. She when we were standing and talking and looking at different aspects of the property, she sat on my feet. And it was kind of funny, the dynamic of the men, because the men were keeping their distance from me because of Ash. Ash was, as we were walking through that property, she was circling me like a perimeter. And when we'd stop, she'd lay or she'd sit next to me or whatever. And that's when I was like, okay, there's something about this dog. Oh, I'm going to get emotional.
Ash was, for no reason at all. We didn't raise Ash. We didn't have anything to do with Ash. She just walked out of the woods one day while we were camping, and she was just there. But she was so loyal and protective, and it ended up kind of being a blessing and a curse. And
it makes me so mad that someone got rid of her, because she was literally an angel.
Yeah. But
I really feel like she was sent to us for a reason, and I don't know what it was, because she wasn't here very long.
Yeah, but we did travel with her.
Oh, man.
And, we took her everywhere that we went in the RV.
Yeah.
And
she got to see the ocean. She got to see the mountains. She got to swim in, she got to see the snow.
Mm-hmm.
She really got to experience a lot with us and feel love, and I'm grateful for that.
But there was the whole issue that we ran into with Ash, where when she was with us, if you walked up on us and she could tell the difference between us greeting someone and then coming to us.
Yes.
And someone just walking up near us. And when you go to RV parks and you stay in RV parks, there's people walking around all the time.
Yeah.
People walk past your campsite all the time.
Yeah.
And she knew the difference. When someone walked up towards us that we didn't know, she would lunge.
Oh, man, she would lunge. It was so scary close. The close calls we had with her, because she became overly protective in a bad way, where we had an issue with the AT&T internet guy in Galveston. And, there were a few times where we would took her to that one vineyard, and the elderly lady reached down to pet her, and she was not a fan of anyone coming without us approaching them first, which became kind of an issue.
It did become an issue, because we wanted to travel with her, but you can't have dogs like that in public places.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to. I think at one point we did get one of those muzzle collar type things, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had
the no bite collars or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, when I first took her to the vet, they found she had a very high load of heartworms. So we started her on a kill-off treatment for heartworms. But she ended up going into heat, and Gunner, which is Jacob's dog, and I tried everything I could to keep her inside and diapers on and everything, but I let her out to go potty, and I put her on a chain because I didn't want her running off to find a mate. But she was 2 weeks into her heat, and heats for dogs last a month, forever. It just seems like forever, but she was 2 weeks into her heat cycle, and I let her out to go potty, then I went to go do whatever I needed to do, and then I look out the window and Gunner is on her. And he got her pregnant, and something happened, and she went into early labor, and she was in distress, and I took her to the vet, and the vet, all of her puppies passed away. They were too early, but the vet thinks that she had some sort of infection, and they did an emergency C-section, and her body couldn't tolerate the anesthesia, and she
passed away.
She didn't wake up. Yeah.
It was too much for her.
Yeah, it was body. A lot for her. So that was hard.
And what was the total time that we had Ash?
It was about a year.
1 year?
Yeah, it was about a year.
Such a short amount of time, but man,
Such
talk about an
time.
impact that an animal can have on you. We
Yeah.
were not big dog people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had Kinga. We're more dog people than cat people, but we're not
No. Big dog people.
Oh, big dog.
Big
yeah,
dog.
large dog people.
No, we are dog people.
Well, yes, we are dog people.
I had a Siberian Husky when I was little. It was like the biggest dog I've ever had. Mm-hmm. And we've always had little dogs since then, but...
Yeah. And we had Kanga, too. Kanga was around. Speaking of Kanga.
Kanga's scratching on the window. She knows we're talking about her.
Yeah.
Let me let her out.
Okay. Kanga is a story for another day. We'll tell you about Kanga's life later. But this is a story about Luna. So after Ash passed away, which when she did pass, I was surprised at how I took it. I didn't think that I had enough time to connect with her, but I actually did.
Yeah.
You did such a good job with the kids and me. Like, you trying to explain to the kids how Ash passed away really gave me comfort, because you had reminded the kids and me about the life that we gave her in her final year, you know, like how she felt love and how she got to experience all the things, and that really gave me a lot of peace. I have to stop. Gotta move on. So, once Ash passed, which, by the way, she's buried underneath that oak tree.
Yeah, and there's I think Steph has shown it before. There's the wind chime with the German Shepherd. That's the black German Shepherd. That's
for Ash. Yeah. So once she passed away, I realized the hole that she left, but also the presence that she gave me so much comfort. Yeah. Even though she was a little overly aggressive, she gave me such comfort.
I know that Kanga seems scary, right? When you see Kanga, you fear that she will attack you. And she's a great guard dog, but it left a gap for a big dog, right?
It did. Well, like I said, when Ash came with me to that appointment, my listing appointment, and she just gave me this sense of protection and peace, and she followed the kids around, and I knew when they were outside they'd be fine. I don't know. So I told Buddy, I was like, I think I need a big dog. I think I need that back in my life. So this was right around when the pandemic hit.
Yep, and that a lot of people during the pandemic were getting animals because they didn't have anything else to do, and then realizing...
Well, they needed a companion, right? Like, they were lonely, they were shut in their house, they wanted companionship, and then when people started going back to work, some of the animals kind of got left by the wayside, right? Right. So I was looking online, and I wanted a black German Shepherd. I just really wanted to replace Ash, which you can't, but I just wanted something like that to remind me of her. And
also a puppy, though, right?
Yeah.
Because
I wanted her to grow up around our animals.
We wanted that protection of a big dog, but the training and all the things we never got to do with Ash, to make sure that they know the difference between someone just walking up on you or, you know, danger. So the training was a big piece of it.
Yeah, training was a big piece of it. She's got something red in her ear. So anyway, I started looking. I don't think you were on board.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for another dog after after everything that happened with Ash. I feel like I knew at some point we were going to get a big dog, but I just wasn't sure if that was the time right then to do it.
Yeah. Which is funny because it was like role reversal. You were really okay with having Ash and I was not. And then I needed that and you were not. So anyway, I go online, I start looking, and I wanted a rescue. I didn't want to go to a breeder. I didn't want to, I just was seeing like what, people rehome their dogs all the time. So I went on Craigslist. Yes, it was Craigslist. And saw that there was a Belgian Malinois, which I hadn't ever really heard of that breed before. But a guy said, rehoming my Belgian Malinois, something about...
Just couldn't take care of it.
Well, he didn't straight up say he couldn't take care of her.
Right.
He just said, like, apartment living, like she needs more outside time that I can't give her or something like that. The picture of her was beautiful. Okay? He wanted a good penny for her. And I was like, okay, I'll pay the price. Like I really want this dog. Well, he shows up. He's over an hour and a half away. He drives here. He was very picky about who was getting his dog, which I find, in a second you'll know why. So he was very picky. He wanted updates all the time, text message updates on how she was doing and all that kind of stuff, which I thought was nice. I gave him pictures of our backyard area. I said we have a very large area. We'd love to have her. And so he brought her out. When I tell you, she was in rough shape. Nothing like her picture. I'll find the picture and I'll show you. But
she looked like she had the mange.
Yeah. Her hair was missing.
Her hair was gone. Her hair was in patches.
Yeah.
Some hair in a couple
her
patches.
Back of her legs, her tail, her ear, the tips of her ears were scabbed over.
Yeah, because she had been biting and scratching where she was missing hair.
Yeah, she was itching constantly, making herself bleed. And I was like, whoa, this dog is in rough shape. But I paid for her. I paid him the full price because I was afraid he was going to take her away. And God knows what would happen to her. And so I was like, I'll fix her. And I did. And so I took her in and I took her to the vet. And we got her on a whole regimen of stuff. And special shampoos and medications. But I think what it was, because Belgian Malinois, when they're breeded a lot, they tend to have high allergies, skin allergies. So I switched her food to grain-free, and her coat came in thick and shiny, and she has yet to scratch. We've had her...
The only problem with hair now is too much of it.
Yeah, she's got a lot of hair, a lot of shedding. I vacuum. If I skip a day of vacuum, you will know. Because there's so much hair. But she's worth it. And I think you've seen maybe in some other videos of her in the background, she's very alert. She is a working dog. She loves to please. She loves to do stuff for us. The only thing that we need to work on with her, because she still is a little bit of a puppy. She's a little older than 2 years old now. Coming back to us when we call her, because when she gets her eyes set on something, she's getting it.
Sometimes she gets too excited.
Yeah, but we haven't had the aggression like Ash. She's never lunged at anyone.
She will stand there and look real scary.
Yeah, and she'll bark and she will growl.
Right, and it does sound scary.
Yeah,
right?
But she's never lunged.
The second she knows, she's a really good judge of character, I think, and the second she knows that this person is not here to do any harm or whatever, she'll let you.
She'll soften up.
Pet you. She'll smell you and lick you and all that stuff, and just kind of get to know you.
Yeah.
But yeah, she can look super scary and sound super scary.
When we first got her, I looked into getting her like personal protection dog training. I think it's called like PPD or something. but they are, it's like $10,000 or something to get them professionally trained. So I just taught her how to sit down, lay, and shake, and some 3 basic commands, and she's a good dog. She definitely, I'm glad that we have her.
And now she gets to go on all the trips, and
Yes.
she gets to see the world and play in the snow and the mountains. And
She did do that.
oh, and she is a little water bug.
Oh, she loves the water. She
Loves it.
loves.
Doesn't matter if it's a ditch or
Yeah.
a lake.
In the summertime, when our ditch in the front yard is got water in it, she'll just go lay in the ditch. And that's why we have a little baby pool over the side of our house, is for her to lay in.
She gets hot. She just
goes and lays
the
in that
pool.
little pool. That's Luna's pool.
And when I take her back to the woods, our little campsite, it's got that creek that runs next to it. She hops out of the back of my truck, takes off, and then she will Superman dive into that water and swim all around and come back out and run around laps and jump back in. She loves the water.
Yep. But that's our Luna story and how
That's
she
Luna.
came to be with us. And we love her.
Yep. Okay, so rainy day, planted some trees, did some story time. We'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us for another video, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Say bye, Luna.